Hello and welcome to Always Yarn First. I'm Lindsay and I am a knitter, crocheter, and spinner from Central Arkansas. I work at Arkansas Yarn Co. and I'm also a virtual assistant. To stay updated on my latest yarn adventures, you can follow me on Ravelry and Instagram as Always Yarn First. Welcome everybody. Today is Monday, May 25th. It is Memorial Day, so I am off today. And I just got back from our spring weekend with friends retreat. So we'll get into that a little bit later. This is episode 111. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you find something that you enjoy. I do a traditional podcast style and I name every episode after a song title because I used to DJ. So before my love of yarn was my love of music, and I always find something that seems appropriate. So this week I decided on I Melt With You. Just kind of thinking about melting into the weekend. We met lots of new friends at the retreat this year. It was a good time, so we're gonna go with that. I do have a playlist for this podcast that has every song title I have used so far on my episodes. You can follow that below on Spotify. All right, this week I have a finished object, I have a cast on, whips, and then we'll go into retreat/acquisitions because all my acquisitions were from the retreat weekend. I will have chapters, timestamps below that you can skip around if you want to. Let's get into it. I have a finished object. Ta-da! These are my Helix socks. This is not a pattern, it's just like a vanilla sock. I took 2 yarns and I just worked them helically. If you're not familiar with helical knitting, you can find video tutorials specifically on that. But basically, instead of going around and just switching colors when you get to your new color, 3 stitches before that color that you will pick up, you actually slip those stitches purlwise, and your new tail, your new color should be on your right needle ready to knit, and you just keep doing that. So the beginning of round essentially is always moving. It makes it for a very lovely transition. These are a little hard to see because this was the Natty colorway. These are both Arkansas Yarn Co. in the Yummy Sparkle Base. Her Wedding Cake, which is the undyed colorway, and the Natty colorway. I knew that they'd be really soft and just a gentle helical knit, but you can see there where the colors do change. I use a US 1. I do 60 stitches. I used to do 64, but I found my tension has loosened up a bit, and instead of going down a bunch of needles, I've gone down some stitches. So, and that seems to work for me. I like a short row heel. This is the shadow wrap heel. That is what I prefer. These were cuff down on these ones. And I do have a basic cuff down pattern of socks on Ravelry. It is free and it includes instructions how to do the shadow wrap heel if you're interested. It does not have instructions on the helical knitting, but it does have instructions how to do that heel. All right, that is my only finished object. I do have kind of a related cast on though. All right, so for my cast on, I actually had tried to challenge myself. Our retreat was started Thursday and we left yesterday morning, Sunday. And I was gonna try to, from start to finish, knit a pair of socks, a shorty pair of socks, to see if I could do it. And I didn't get there, but I did finish one sock here. Let me put it on my fancy foot here. This is a true shorty. I like short socks, but this is true shorty. So I started this toe up. This is again is a vanilla sock, so there's no pattern. But I did toe up I did my shadow wrap heel. And then I knit, after I was done with my heel, I knit 5 rows, and then I did ribbing for 5 rows. That stitch is a little crazy right there. I did a 1x1 rib on this because then I finished with the Italian bind off, which is like a sewn bind off. I like the look and the stretch of that bind off. So it's easier to do it right from a one purl, one knit. Goes right into that sewn bind off. I don't know why words. I just woke up from a nap, so. But yes, this was from my stash. This was using Knit Picks Felici, the colorway General Store. So I did not finish a sock. However, here's where I am at. So this cute little cat marker I got this weekend. The cat marker represents where I was yesterday, where I was when I ended my days of the goal, where I didn't make it to it. And I've knit some today. I am almost done with the foot. So I could finish these tonight. Tonight I'm playing an online game with a friend. So I could get some knitting in and get this done because like I said, after I finish the foot, I'll have the heel and then 10 rounds and a bind off. So look at that cute stitch marker. I love that. So yeah, I didn't finish, but I feel pretty good on my progress. Of course, I did a lot of working this weekend, so my knit time was very scattered, what I was able to knit in between getting things done that we had to do. So very, very pleased with what I got done. I will definitely be able to get these done before our next sock guild meeting at the store, which is always the first Saturday of every month. And that was my goal, to basically come to the sock guild this time with 2 finished pairs of socks. So that is definitely going to happen. And that's the only thing I've cast on. I have worked on a couple whips though. All right, let's go into one that you've seen more recently. This is my crochet jelly roll. I am nearly done. Look how close I am. I should do this tonight. I'm nearly done with the second strip. Like ridiculously close to it. Uh-oh, I lost one of my strands here. Oh my goodness. Sorry. This is intriguing, I know, to watch. I'm trying not to lose. All right. So this pattern is by Kay Jones. This was my first strip, and I'm just using different scraps in my stash of fingering weight. So far I'm using all self-striping yarn. These are all Desert Vista dye work so far, and I'm holding them double. And so you can see this one is that where I was last time I podcast? Maybe. So all the way down here to finishing that up, starting another one, and almost done with the second one. So yes, still very, very much enjoying this project. Love this. This is a crochet project. Of course, Kay Jones does have a jelly roll blanket, which is knitting she had first. I am using a 4.5 millimeter hook. All right. I have another whip to show you, and just like last time, I pulled out another pattern or another whip, an older whip I had that I really, really wanted to work on. My eye kept going to it, so I have pulled it out and worked on it. Sorry, my nail is snagging my projects. All right, this is in a Black Pearl Magic bag, one of my favorites. This is the Digory tee by Devin Ventre. And I love this yarn. This yarn is Charming You. And this is the color Oceanic Oasis. So I think why I originally put this pattern down is because I had my printed pattern out. I like having the printed pattern. And of course, when I print it, I mark all my sizes, all that. I had somehow like taken it out to work on it somewhere and then didn't put the pattern back in. And so I didn't really know where I was, and I just didn't want to figure it out. So it got put on the shelf and sat and sat and sat. Now, another thing about this, you'll see at the bottom, there's a lot more of the pink color coming through. That was one skein. So this is when you go into talking about independent hand-dyed yarn. They're not going to be identical. I mean, if they're close, that's awesome. But this is no fault of the dyer. I have seen it. I know what I'm getting into. It's okay. I did love this skein just because of how the colors pooled together. But I noticed when I started the next skein, it obviously was doing different. So the last two skeins I have, I'm knitting flat right now because I'm on one side, but I'm using both colors and I'm switching them just to kind of change it up a little bit. I still love the color. I still love it. It's not going to bother me that it's different. It's still gorgeous. So I picked it up, figured out where I was, and now I thought I saw a stitch marker on here. Yes, there is one right there. So there's where I was when I picked it up. I've gone past the sleeve separation. I just had to go to a certain amount of inches. So I have reached that point now. And I am working, I think, on just one side now. Well, not one side, but one piece, I should say. This essentially right now is in 3 pieces. I need to cut my yarn and finish the front. I believe I'm on, yes. I am on, oh, I just finished the left front shaping, and now I'm at the back armhole shaping so I need to, that's again why I put it back down, because this is where I ended. I need to cut my yarn here and pick up over here. So, but it's getting some love. I love this color so much. And I really, really want to be able to wear this. I'm gonna move my stitch marker up so we can see next time I show it. I have not worked again on the Bamboo Pop tank top. No reason, just haven't touched it. Touched this one instead. I did work a very little bit. Basically, I put 2 days of effort. I do have it here to show, but it's not going to look any different. My Tunisian crochet shawl, which is the Loveland shawl, which will be just, there we go. So basically there's my stitch marker there. So I have crocheted a few more from that. So if you haven't seen this project before, you can see it looks like knit stitches, but this is Tunisian crochet knit stitch. So it has a density, but it lays flat like a knit stitch. It's lovely. This is in fingering weight. So far, let's see, what colors am I using? I feel like these are both Huloko, and I don't have the tag here, but here is what I'm using right now. And I'm just going, this is just getting bigger and bigger. with a middle edge. Very, very easy. Here is my Tunisian crochet I'm using. This one, I have a few different Tunisian crochet interchangeable sets. This is my Luca crochet set that we don't carry this brand, but we are able to order it. So I had Jessa order me this set, and I really, really enjoy it. So it didn't work much on that, but there was a couple days I just felt like doing some Tunisian crochet. So I got that out. And it's 15 minutes in and we're already done with my making. So that's all I've really made. The real meat and potatoes of this podcast is going to be the Weekend with Friends Spring Retreat. So if you were just here for the making, I thank you and I'll see you in a few weeks. If you would like to hear all about the Weekend with Friends retreat and see what goodies I brought home, then stick around. All right, so I'm gonna try to do this in some kind of method here. I have tried to lay my things separately. So first I'll go over the Weekend with Friends retreat. A lot of you on here have been to a retreat. We have had 3 years, 3 years of a Weekend with Friends retreat in the fall, usually in September. And this was the first year we did a spring retreat. We are still having the fall retreat. But this is the first year we had a spring retreat, because usually we find with the fall retreat, we let the retreaters sign up first to get first dibs if they've gone previously. And usually they all just come back and we're not able to sell any more spots. Well, some people were like, so I'm never going to get to go to a retreat. So we opened up a spring one. So we had lots of new people to this retreat. So this is the swag bag this year. There is our logo. That's been the same logo. We have it at Lake Digory Resort in Arkansas. It's about, I feel like 35 minutes from the shop. So in the bag, let's see, I may not have everything. I do not have, we have a t-shirt. Lori likes to coordinate the shirt color with what yarn color is. So the color has always been different at every single retreat. So this year our camp shirts were pink with the retreat logo on them. And then the yarn is this. So everybody got this. And it's just called A Weekend with Friends Spring 2026. Everyone got Yummy Sparkle. Everyone got the exact same thing. So we also got a cute little pink vinyl bag. In it we had a darning needle, a handy tool crochet hook, and some scissors, and an AYC pin. And then, I'm trying to think. We also have always had a cup, because if you want to have an alcoholic beverage especially, they don't let you just carry that around. So it has to be in a closed container. So this is the cup. You can see like the little rainbow. I love that at the top. Again with our logo. Here's the year. Just white, similar to the bag. And I think, is that it? Cups, bags, yarn, I think that is it. So at the retreat, we have optional events that people can sign up for. We give everybody folders, and then we give them a brown paper bag in their folder. And if you want, you can participate in the mystery skein swap. So you have to bring a full, unused 100-gram fingering weight of yarn. So when you do that, you will put it in your bag. You won't let anybody see it. You'll mark your bag in some way so you know which one is yours. We all put them on the table, and then you pick up a different bag. So I did that, and the yarn I got was this. This is Heritage Prints, 75% wool, 25% nylon. It is super soft. Sorry my phone keeps going off. I thought I had it on Do Not Disturb, but let me turn the sound completely off. All right. So it looks from the picture that it kind of does that. My daughter really loved it when I brought it home, so she asked for socks in it. I'm like, okay, fine by me. We also do a mini skein swap where you can bring as many minis as you want, and however many you bring, that's how many you get. I did not do that this year, so I don't have any minis to show. And then we have, let's see, we have a free to a good home table, which you can bring anything from yarn to finished objects that you no longer wear or use, don't fit you, to crafty books, to tools. I'm trying to think of other things I've seen in the past. There was a lot of books there this year. So I ended up getting some great things from the table. Mostly from my friend Amanda, who let us AYC ladies take a peek at her offerings before she brought it to the table. So the first thing I saw was this bag. How cute is this bag? And it is like, feels so nice. This is from Wool's Needle Thread. I just love this, and this cute little zip pull. And in it, I grabbed and just put in here a yarn that I've seen before, but I have never tried. Ulysses. This is 100% wool. Durum Natura Ulysses. It looks like the person purchased this from McKinney Knittery, which I know that Amanda lives close by. So that makes sense. This is, I want to say rugged, but it's not like stiff or hard. It's just, it's definitely more like natural, but it does have a softness to it. I know that doesn't make sense, but I got all that she has in this color. Each one of these is 185 meters. Looks like a 50-gram ball, and she had 5 of these. So I got 5 of these. Another thing she had was a couple of bags that were Alice in Wonderland theme, which I love Alice in Wonderland. So this fun handle, Alice in Wonderland. Here's the front, hats and a little pocket. I didn't even, and in the inside there's pockets in there. And I grabbed another Natura, was it Durum Natura. This is the Penelope base, and she had 2 of these. So this one's even a little bit softer, I think, but same kind of thing. This is a 90% wool, 10% silk. And there was just 2 balls of those, so not very much, but I can definitely find something. And then I didn't look at the table for a while. I got those, like I said, before they went to the table, and then I didn't look for quite a while, let everybody get a fair chance of getting things. And then later on, I saw this, so I picked this up. This is a Yarnable called Pumpkin Patch, 85% wool, 15% nylon. Very, very pretty. And then the Saturday night, which we have everybody, if you brought it, you need to check before you leave if any of your stuff is there, because you take it with it. We don't take it with us. So if there was anything left, you have to take it with you. So I thought, well, I'll take one more look at the table and see if there's anything. Because sometimes people like bring stuff like throughout the weekend. They're like, oh, I need to go get the stuff, and I keep forgetting. So I actually grabbed 2 more yarns Saturday evening. I grabbed one of these. Regia, this is Mountain and Fjords. Arnie and Carlos. That's kind of what the sock will do. I like these more commercial, sturdier yarn for sock. I love these. Love them. So I was excited about that. And then I found another Yarnable that looks like it was caked up and then just never used. And I kind of thought it looked like similar vibe. You know, the other one is called Pumpkin Patch. This one's called Grow with the Flow. It says August 2023 colorway. So yeah, I feel like I scored on the free table this year. Okay, so then the other things I got were from different people that were so generously gifting us things. So I'll mention those really quick. Now this item, this first one was an item Laura Brady, who is Knit for Brains. She has gone previously to retreats, and there was one year she brought a couple different garments, and one of them fit me perfectly. I've worn it a lot. It's like a little, it's not a full cardigan because it doesn't have full sleeves, but I love it so much. And she's like, oh, if that one fits you good, I bet I have another one at home that you would like. Well, then she came again, forgot to bring it. She forgot to send it. So this year, this probably would have gone on the free table, but she's like, I finally remembered to bring you that cardigan. So here it is. The color is gorgeous. And it does fit me. The sleeves are a little bit bigger than I would usually do, but I love a cozy cover-up, because even in the cold time of year, you'll find me like this with no sleeves on. So love this. Thank you, Laura. Dory, Dory, I don't remember, was it your nephew that has a 3D printer? And she brought us these. So cute. So this is basically like a little tool thing. So I could put the darning needle and the crochet hook I got and stick it in here, close it up, and put it on my project bag. So super handy. Thank you, Dory. Miss Sandra brought us this. Anna and I got the exact same package because we both love blue. So we got a couple of Emma's Yarn blue. She is from Florida, and she had recently gone to Japan and got us these. So cute little stitch markers. Look at a little blue ball of yarn. A button. Fancy, fancy scissors. A skein of yarn. And this one's my favorite. A crochet hook. I love that. So that was super, super sweet. And Julia, Sandy and Julia are friends, they both live in Florida, got us a cute little Florida package. So got us this cute towel. this little tea towel. It has blue and pink on it, so I think it's gorgeous. And a cute little notebook, the same. So cute. And my friend Christy gave me this giant paper clip with knit stitches on it. And I think that is most everything. Oh, I do want to mention, so one other event we have at the retreat, which is always really fun, is a stitch marker swap. And what we do is we make different stitch markers. We make this, usually most people make the same one for however many people are going to totally be there. And they hand them out. Something that represents them or just that they love, and they hand them out. So this year I made vinyl records because music. So I handed these out to everybody. And I just have a bag full of them, so I'm not going to show them all. But I want to show you a couple that I love. You saw the black cat on my project earlier. That was from Christy. And I love that one so much because I have a black cat. So here's a couple of different ones. There is a Lego sunflower. Fun. I love this rubber ducky. Sorry, it's moving around. And this one I thought was cool. Instead of just doing a stitch marker, she basically did like a little sweater kit of stitch markers. So she has this whole thing. So this you use as stitch stoppers. You put your knitting needles in there. And then she has one longer stitch marker. So that would be, she said, your beginning of round in a sweater. And then she has 4 other stitch markers that are exactly the same. Those would be your raglan increases. So this little set is perfect for a raglan sweater, which I thought was so creative. And then one person decided that they didn't want to make stitch markers, but they bought stitch markers for every person, which is just insane. They bought, and if you've seen Charmed and Dangerous Swiss stitch markers before, so she got everybody this stitch marker. How cute is that? So, like I said, I can't show them all. There's no way to do it, but it's so fun to see what people make. People get really creative with it. And I literally have a, basically a pencil cup, like one of those long ones. And I have put all my retreat stitch markers in there. They are separate from where I keep all the rest of mine because I like to look at them and remember who gave them to me. So I have a special place for all of my stitch markers and I love it. Oh, one other thing I got this weekend, Anna bought me. They have a wonderful gift shop at the retreat and they have these animals and they're so adorable and so soft. I was eyeing this guy from the time we came in, and they only have like one of each animal. I bought my daughter a bat because she loves bats. And I'm like, I don't need a stuffy. I do not need this. And then I kept going in and petting it. And so Anna bought it for me. I love him. So yeah, so cute. So it was a great, great weekend. If you haven't been to one of our retreats, I definitely suggest it. It's fun. We've, even asked people that have been to other retreats. We have a game night, and I try not to brag about it because I do the game night. I make up all the games. I do all the music for it. So it's like the game night is the majority of my personal work for the retreat. It's like my baby. And so I always get paranoid that people are going to hate it. And it always makes me happy when people say they have so much fun. And it's so fun. We do a pajama party with the game night and people love it. They say that they don't do things like that with other retreats, and that's why we call our retreat a weekend with friends, because we keep it small. Yes, unfortunately not everyone can come, but we like to keep it small because Lori likes to hug everybody every single morning at breakfast. It is personal. We want to know your names. We want to be able to mingle around and meet different people. If we have 100 people, I'm not going to get to talk to every person. That's why we love the small retreat, and we love the resort we have it at. The staff is phenomenal. They're kind. It's clean. It's just so good. And every year what happens is, leading up to the retreat, I get so stressed out that I have everything just right of the things I need to work on. And I get nervous and I get stressed, especially this year. Like I said, we had a lot of new signups. So I didn't, the last 2 years, it was pretty easy because I knew the people and I knew, what kind of music they liked. I knew kind of like the vibe would be. So this year was a little unnerving for me because I'm like, I don't know what it's going to be like. But every time we leave on Sunday, I think, wow, what a great weekend. It was so lovely. We met some people that we just adore and that I know are going to be AYC people now because they're like, oh, we like this community. So it's always a good time. And I think that is all I have for you. So I guess I will see you guys in the month of June. Until then, happy crafting.